Hey there, coin collectors, enthusiasts, and history buffs. Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to dive into the fascinating world of the 1990 no-mint Mark Abraham Lincoln 1-cent penny. Have you ever wondered if this coin, which may be sitting in your collection or pocket change, is worth a small fortune? Well, today, we're uncovering its true market value and how it might even make you a millionaire. Let's get into it. Now, first things first, let's take a closer look at this particular penny. The 1990 Lincoln penny is part of the U.S. Mint's regular series. However, the key factor we're focusing on today is the absence of a mint mark. Normally, the U.S. Mint stamps coins with a mint mark, indicating where they were made. For example, the Philadelphia Mint uses no mark, the Denver Mint uses a D, and the San Francisco Mint uses an S. But in 1990, there were reports of a very specific batch of pennies that didn't have any mint mark at all, and that's where the intrigue begins. To understand why the 1990 no-mint mark penny is so special, we need to understand what makes these coins different. On most pennies from that year, you'll see a mint mark, usually the D from the Denver Mint. But some of the 1990 pennies, particularly from the Philadelphia Mint, seem to lack any mint mark. This small anomaly has sparked a lot of buzz in the coin collecting community. But does this small detail make it worth big bucks? Let's explore. So, what's the market value of a 1990 no-mint mark penny today? Well, it's important to know that these pennies are somewhat rare, but not extremely rare. Most 1990 pennies are worth only their face value, 1 cent. But depending on the condition and specific characteristics of the penny, its value can jump considerably. First, let's talk about the grade or condition of the coin. If your 1990 no-mint mark penny is in mint state, which means it's in perfect or near-perfect condition with no visible wear, it could be worth anywhere between $10 to $20. In some cases, if it's graded as proof, a specially made coin with a mirror-like finish, it can fetch even more, closer to $30. But hold on a second, there's more to this story. Some rare coins, especially those with unusual characteristics, can fetch far more than their typical market price. If your 1990 no-mint mark penny has a specific flaw, or was one of the very few pennies minted in error, you could be sitting on something far more valuable. Experts have seen 1990 pennies, especially the no-mint mark variety, sell for over $100 at auction when they are in exceptional condition or if they are tied to a unique error in production. Let's talk about coin grading for a moment. Coins are graded based on their condition, which plays a huge role in determining their market value. The most common grading system is the Sheldon scale, which goes from 1 to 70. With 70 being a perfect coin. For instance, a 1990 no-mint mark penny in perfect condition, graded 65 or higher, could be worth much more than one that's worn out, scratched, or has damage. The most valuable coins are often those in pristine condition, so if you think your penny might be worth something, make sure to check it under magnification and get it graded by a professional service. Like all collectibles, coin values are not set in stone. They can fluctuate over time, based on demand, rarity, and even the overall market economy. For example, a few years ago, 1990 no-mint mark pennies were worth much less, but with the rise in interest in rare and uncirculated coins, their value has increased. Similarly, as people begin hoarding and speculating on coins, prices could spike even more. Some coins, depending on their rarity and condition, have even been known to hit the $500 to $1,000 mark in auctions, especially if they are tied to historical significance, unique minting errors, or other highly sought-after features. Another point to consider is the power of the coin collecting community. Coin collectors often form tight-knit communities, and some pennies are more desirable than others simply due to collector interest. The 1990 no-mint mark penny, while not as rare as some other coins, has garnered a cult following. If you have a collection and happen to have one of these rare pennies, consider joining online groups, attending coin shows, or speaking with experienced numismatists. You may find that your penny holds far more value than you expected. Now, the big question, can your 1990 no-mint mark penny really be worth $1 million? Well, it's unlikely that a typical penny from this series would sell for that much. But coins with unique qualities, famous provenance, or historical significance can reach astronomical prices. For example, certain rare pennies have been known to fetch millions at auction, especially if they were produced in very limited numbers or have unique features. A 1943 copper penny, for instance, was sold for over $1 million. While it's a long shot, It's not completely out of the realm of possibility that a highly sought-after 1990 no-mint mark penny could one day break records. So, what's the final verdict? The 1990 no-mint mark Abraham Lincoln penny is a fascinating piece of American history and a great addition to any collection. While most of these coins are still worth only a few bucks, depending on the condition, rarity, and specific characteristics of your penny, it could be worth far more than you think. So check your pockets, your coin jar, and your collection carefully. You may have a little treasure hiding right under your nose. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, subscribe for more coin-related content, and hit that bell icon so you never miss an update. Do you have a 1990 no-mint mark penny? Drop a comment below and let us know how much you found it to be worth, or if you've ever seen a truly rare penny make headlines. 1991 no-mint mark Abraham Lincoln 1-cent penny. While most pennies from 1991 are worth just 1 cent, this particular penny could be worth much more. Stick with us to find out why some collectors believe this small, unassuming coin could be worth a fortune, and how you can determine if you've got one of these hidden gems. To understand why this penny is so special, let's rewind a bit. The US Mint has been producing pennies since 1793, but over the years, they've gone through a lot of design changes. The most iconic is, of course, the Lincoln penny, which was first issued in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. Since then, it's become a mainstay in US currency, with millions produced every year. But let's fast forward to 1991, a seemingly ordinary year for US coinage. The US Mint produced billions of pennies that year, many of which look very similar to the pennies we see today, featuring the familiar image of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. So what could possibly make a 1991 penny stand out? Here's the twist. Most pennies produced by the US Mint in 1991 have a mint mark, either in D4 Denver or in S4 San Francisco. However, some pennies from this year were minted with no mint mark at all. That's right, some 1991 pennies are missing the mint mark entirely, which is unusual and immediately catches the eye of coin collectors. Why does this matter? Well, every year, the US Mint produces coins at multiple locations. The mint mark indicates where the coin was made: D4 Denver, S4 San Francisco, and P4 Philadelphia, which is the only mint without a mint mark. So when a coin is missing its mint mark, it raises questions. Was it an error? Was it a production mistake? Or perhaps it was a rare issue? This lack of a mint mark turns what would otherwise be a regular penny into a rare anomaly. Now, let's talk about the big question: how much could a 1991 no mint mark penny be worth? In reality, the value of this coin can vary widely depending on its condition, the market demand, and whether it has been authenticated as a genuine mint error. In most cases, a 1991 penny with no mint mark is worth more than face value, typically ranging anywhere from $5 to $50, and in some rare instances, much more. However, the price can skyrocket depending on a few key factors. The first thing collectors look for is the condition of the coin. Like any collectible, condition matters. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, with 70 being the highest grade, meaning the coin is in perfect, uncirculated condition. If your 1991 penny has been kept in pristine condition, say, in a mint set or a coin holder, it could fetch a premium price. A well-preserved 1991 no-mint mark penny, particularly one in uncirculated or high-grade condition, can command hundreds of dollars or more. Some collectors have even seen such coins being sold for $1,000 or more, but these are rare cases. Most of the time, you'll see prices ranging from $100 to $500 for top-grade examples. Now, let's talk about the extreme cases. Some rumors claim that a 1991 no-mint mark penny could be worth millions. While this sounds exciting, and there's always a possibility of finding a coin that's been mispriced or misattributed, these extreme examples are usually based on misunderstanding or miscommunication. To date, there has been no verified sale of a 1991 no-mint mark penny for $1 million. However, there are instances in which rare coins can appreciate in value over time, especially if they're in perfect condition or if a significant market change occurs. As of now, the market value for a high-quality 1991 no-mint mark penny hovers in the hundreds, not the millions, but that could change with time as more collectors begin to seek these out. Now, how can you check if you've got a 1991 no-mint mark penny? First, start by inspecting the coin's reverse side. Look just beneath the date to see if there's a mint mark. If there's no letter, then you may have a rare one on your hands. The next step is to carefully examine the coin's condition. Is it worn down? Or does it look fresh and shiny? The better the condition, the higher the potential value. So, in conclusion, while a 1991 no-mint mark penny could be worth more than face value, it's unlikely to turn into a $1,000,000 treasure. That being said, it's definitely a cool piece of history for collectors, and it's always worth checking your pocket change. If you find one, make sure to get it appraised by a professional and see if you've got a rare find on your hands. 1993 no-mint mark Abraham Lincoln 1-cent penny, a coin that's been causing quite a stir among collectors lately. But does it have the potential to be worth millions? Let's take a look at the current market value, its historical significance, and why it's getting so much attention. Stay tuned because you might just have one of these pennies sitting in your pocket right now. And if you do, you might want to keep watching until the end. Cut to an intro animation or short bumper. So first things first, let's talk about the coin itself. The 1993 no-mint mark penny isn't your everyday Lincoln cent normally. A penny will have a small mint mark on the obverse, near the year, indicating which U.S. mint facility produced it. We're talking about mints in places like Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Show close-up images of a regular 1993 penny, pointing to where the mint mark is usually located. However, the 1993 penny, one of the most interesting era coins in recent history, was produced in Philadelphia, but it didn't get its mint mark. For some reason, the mint forgot to add the D or S that would typically indicate the Denver or San Francisco minting locations. This mistake makes the 1993 no-mint mark penny a rarity in the world of coin collecting. Now, let's answer the big question: why is this penny so valuable? Well, it's all about rarity. Most pennies from 1993 feature the mint mark D or S, and while those are common, this no mint mark version is rare. In fact, some estimates suggest only a few hundred of these era coins exist, and that's what has collectors scrambling to get their hands on one. Cut to footage of rare coins being auctioned off, with a quick montage of prices soaring. Imagine finding one of these hidden in your change jar or buried in an old coin collection. But what makes it even more intriguing is the possibility that these coins could fetch a pretty penny at auction. The rarity, coupled with the history, is what drives the market demand up. So, what's the current market value of a 1993 no-mint mark penny? As with most rare coins, its value depends on several factors: condition, demand, and whether it's been authenticated. Show a range of images of the penny, from well-worn to mint condition, while displaying pricing information. If the coin is in good to excellent condition, collectors are willing to pay a hefty sum for it. The current market value for a 1993 no-mint mark penny can range anywhere from $10 to $50 for those in good condition. But here's where things get interesting. If your penny is in mint condition, it could be worth as much as $1,000 or more. Some of these have sold for thousands of dollars at auctions, especially if they have been graded by a reputable grading service like PCGS or NGC. But let's take a look at an example. In 2019, one of these pennies sold for $1,500 at an auction. That's a huge return for just a small, copper coin. Now, we're all dreaming of that 1 in a million find that turns your pocket change into a small fortune, right? So, is it possible that the 1993 no-mint mark penny could be worth $1 million? Well, while it's highly unlikely to reach that extreme figure, there's always a chance that this penny could appreciate significantly over time. Look at some of the most expensive coins in history, coins like the 1933 Double Eagle Gold coin or the 1913 Liberty Head nickel. These coins have sold for millions of dollars at auctions, but those are the rarest of the rare. The 1993 no-mint mark penny, while valuable, doesn't quite fall into that $1 million category yet. However, if the market for era coins continues to grow, and if this particular penny gets more attention, it's not out of the question that one day, in the far future, it could fetch higher prices. Just keep in mind that $1 million price tag would require an exceptionally rare set of circumstances, something like a penny being part of an incredibly rare discovery. Now, how can you tell if you've got one of these rare 1993 no-mint mark pennies? The first thing to do is look closely at the coin. Flip it over, check that area near the date, and see if you can find a mint mark. If there's no mint mark, that's your first clue. Next, check the condition of the coin. Is it worn down, or does it look nearly pristine? The better the condition, the more valuable it will be. And of course, it's always a good idea to have a professional evaluate your coin to confirm its authenticity and value. So there you have it, a deep dive into the fascinating 1993 no-mint Mark Abraham Lincoln 1-cent penny. While these coins are valuable, and you might be able to sell them for a nice chunk of change, don't expect to be retiring with $1 million just yet. But hey, $1,000 for a penny? That's not too shabby. Make sure to check your change jar, dig through your old coin collections, and keep an eye out. You might just be holding on to something worth more than you think. And if you like this video, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications for more awesome coin tips and tricks. I'll see you in the next video. 1994 no-mint Mark Abraham Lincoln 1-cent penny and its current market value. You might be surprised by what you learn. Let's get into it. Now you may be wondering, what's so special about a 1994 penny? It's not an old coin, so why would it be valuable? The truth is, some pennies from the 1990s have become rare and can be worth much more than their face value. So, let's take a look at why the 1994 penny without a mint mark is so sought after by collectors. To begin, let's clear up what a no-mint mark penny means. The United States Mint places a small mint mark on most coins to indicate where they were produced. You'll typically find a mint mark like D for Denver or S for San Francisco. But some years, certain coins were struck without a mint mark, and that's what makes them rare. Now, let's focus on the 1994 penny. Normally, the 1994 penny should have a mint mark, either from the Philadelphia Mint, which is usually blank, or the Denver Mint with a D. But the key thing here is that some 1994 pennies were struck without any mint mark at all, which is extremely unusual. Now, let's talk about why this missing mint mark makes a big difference. Generally, a penny from 1994 with a mint mark is worth, well, a penny. But the 1994 penny without the mint mark can be much more valuable to collectors. Coin collectors, also known as numismatists, are constantly on the lookout for these rare coins. A no-mint mark penny is considered an error or an anomaly. Because of that, collectors are willing to pay a premium to own one of these rarities. This type of error coin is highly sought after, and that's why it can command a much higher price than a regular penny. Now, let's talk about the current market value. If you're lucky enough to find a 1994 penny with no mint mark in your change, how much is it really worth? Well, the value of a 1994 no mint mark penny can range anywhere from $5 to $100, depending on its condition and whether it's been certified by a professional coin grading service. A coin in mint condition, also called uncirculated, can fetch upwards of $50 to $100 in some cases. But if your penny has been worn or damaged, it's likely to be valued on the lower end of that range. But here's the thing, coin value isn't just about the year or the mint mark. It also depends on the condition of the coin. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, with 70 being perfect. A coin with more wear and tear is going to be worth less than one that's in pristine condition. For instance, a 1994 penny with no mint mark that's graded as MS65, mint state 65, or higher could be worth much more than one that's graded AG3, about good 3, which would have significant wear. Now you might be asking, is this penny worth $1 million? The answer is, sadly, no. While the 1994 no mint mark penny can be worth a decent amount, it's nowhere near the $1 million range. However, when we talk about rare coins reaching the $1 million mark, we're usually referring to highly rare and historically significant coins like the 1933 St. Gaudens Double Eagle, which sold for $18.9 million in 2021, or the 1907 Edward VIII Proof Sovereign, which fetched $2.5 million at auction. Those are true $1 million coins. So no, this penny is not going to make you a millionaire overnight, but it is definitely worth checking your pocket change. So, how do you spot this rare 1994 penny in your collection? Well, first, look at the coin carefully. If it doesn't have a mint mark under Abraham Lincoln's shoulder, you might have a rare find. If you think you've found one, it's a good idea to take it to a professional coin dealer or use a coin grading service like the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC, or the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS, to get it authenticated and graded. So there you have it, the 1994 no mint mark Abraham Lincoln 1-cent penny. While it's not likely to make you a millionaire, it is a fascinating coin with the potential to be worth a lot more than its face value. And remember, the value of coins can fluctuate, so if you've got one, keep an eye on the market. If you found this video helpful, be sure to give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe for more awesome coin content. Do you have any rare pennies or other coins in your collection? Let me know in the comments below. 2008 Mint Mark Abraham Lincoln 1-cent penny. Is it just another regular penny, or could it be worth a small fortune? Stick around as we explore its current market value, and whether this coin has the potential to be worth $1 million. Let's get started. To understand the true value of the 2008 penny, we first need to take a step back and understand its history. This coin was part of the ongoing series that honored Abraham Lincoln, one of America's most revered presidents. In 2008, the U.S. Mint issued this penny as part of the Lincoln Bicentennial Series, celebrating 200 years since his birth. Unlike previous pennies, the 2008 series featured new designs, with the reverse of the coin showcasing the Lincoln log cabin, which symbolized his early years in Kentucky. The front continues to feature Lincoln's iconic portrait. But the real question is, what makes this coin stand out in the market? Alright, let's talk about the D Mint mark on this penny. The letter D stands for the Denver Mint, which is one of the U.S. Mint's production facilities. Each coin is stamped at one of 4 different mints: Philadelphia, Denver, San Francisco, and West Point, and the mint mark indicates where the coin was produced. Now, some people believe that certain mint marks carry special value, and the Denver Mint mark on this particular penny is no exception. However, the rarity of the 2008 penny isn't just about where it was made. It's all about the condition it's in, its special features, and of course, market demand. The 2008 penny, in average circulation condition, is worth only 1 cent, the face value of the coin. However, its market value can greatly increase based on its grade or condition. Show images of different conditions of the penny: uncirculated, mint state, and a high-grade version. Coins that are in mint or near mint condition, those that have barely seen any wear and tear, can be worth more than just a penny. For example, a 2008 penny in mint state or with high-grade features could go for anywhere from $1 to $5, or even more at the right auction. But here's where things get interesting. The real value of the 2008 penny lies in a rare variety of this coin, the so-called error coins. A few of these pennies have been discovered with minting errors that make them significantly more valuable. Show close-ups of various error pennies, highlighting misprints or unusual defects. One of the most well-known errors is the 2008 penny with a doubled die variety. In this error, the image on the coin appears to be doubled or shifted, giving the penny a unique look. These types of errors are rare and incredibly valuable. Now, the million-dollar question: how much can these error coins be worth? Well, depending on the error and its condition, some 2008 double die error pennies have sold for hundreds, or even thousands of dollars. The highest auction prices for these errors can sometimes top $10,000. Impressive, right? Show a high-resolution image of a 2008 double die error penny alongside a breakdown of its sale price. One particular 2008 penny with a significant double die error recently sold for nearly $30,000 at auction. That's a far cry from the humble face value of just 1 cent. But there are even more extreme cases where, if the coin's condition is absolutely pristine and the error is especially unique, some enthusiasts believe these could one day be worth $1 million. Cut to a close-up of the host holding a magnifying glass over a 2008 penny. So, how can you spot a 2008 penny that could potentially be worth a fortune? Let's break it down. First, check for the double die error. Look at the lettering on the coin, especially in the words Liberty and In God We Trust. If the letters appear to have a shadow or doubling effect, that's a good indicator of a double die. Second, examine the overall condition of the penny. Coins that are graded as MS65 or higher will be worth more than those in lower grades. The best way to do this is by using a magnifying glass or a jeweler's loupe. Show examples of other error coins, with zoom-ins on the fine details. Remember, not every 2008 penny with a slight imperfection is worth a fortune. It needs to be a rare error or in exceptional condition to stand out in the market. So, where does the market stand for 2008 pennies right now? The demand for error coins has remained strong, and prices have been steadily increasing as more collectors seek out these rare varieties. With the right grading, these coins could see significant appreciation over time. However, predicting whether these pennies will ever be worth $1 million is tough. But with the right error, proper authentication, and a rising collector market, the sky's the limit for some lucky finders. So, there you have it. The 2008 Mint Mark Abraham Lincoln 1-cent penny might seem like just another regular penny, but with the right error and condition, it could be worth a whole lot more. Remember, always do your research, check for errors, and get your coins graded professionally if you believe you've got a rare gem. 2008 Abraham Lincoln 1-cent penny, specifically, the one without a mint mark. What makes this penny so special, and what's its current market value? Well, you're in the right place to find out. And stick around, because we're going to explore the market value of dollars and even touch on some coins worth millions. Let's get started. First, let's take a closer look at this coin itself, the 2008 Abraham Lincoln penny. Now, this wasn't just any ordinary penny. It was part of a 2-year series that honored the life and legacy of President Abraham Lincoln as part of the 200th anniversary of his birth. In 2008, the U.S. Mint released a series of pennies with 4 different reverse designs that represented key moments in Abraham Lincoln's life: his early childhood in Kentucky, his formative years in Indiana, his law career in Illinois, and his presidency. These designs were an exciting way to celebrate one of America's most iconic presidents, and the coins were minted at the Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco mints. But here's the catch: the coin we're focusing on today is the 2008 penny with no mint mark, meaning it was produced in Philadelphia. No mint mark at all. So why does this matter? The lack of a mint mark is what sets this coin apart. Normally, coins minted in Philadelphia have no mint mark, while coins from the Denver Mint have a D and those from the San Francisco Mint usually have an S. A penny without any mint mark is a reminder that it was made in Philadelphia. But here's where things get interesting. Although the 2008 Lincoln penny without a mint mark isn't particularly rare or scarce, after all, it's not as if it was made in tiny quantities. It is still sought after by collectors, especially those looking to complete their collections of Lincoln-themed pennies. So, what does that mean for the value of this coin today? As of now, the 2008 no mint mark Lincoln penny typically doesn't command a high premium in the market. In circulated condition, it's worth only about 1 to 3 cents, just your typical face value, really. However, if you happen to find a 2008 penny in pristine, uncirculated condition, well, that's when things start to get interesting. A perfect grade A coin could fetch anywhere from $5 to $15, depending on the grading and demand at the time. But don't expect this coin to make you a millionaire, at least not yet. Now, while the 2008 penny might not bring in huge dollars, it's important to remember that the world of coins has plenty of examples where rare specimens can fetch millions. Just think of the famous 1933 Double Eagle coin, a $20 gold coin that sold for a mind-blowing $18.9 million. Or the 1913 Liberty Head nickel, of which only 5 were made. These coins are absolute legends in the numismatic world and are worth millions of dollars. But how does this all tie into the broader topic of market value, especially the dollar and its worth over time? Well, let's take a quick dive into how currency has evolved and what it really means when we talk about a $1 million coin. The value of the US dollar, like any currency, has fluctuated throughout history. From the gold standard to the modern-day fiat currency system, inflation has been a key factor in determining how much a dollar is actually worth. $1 million today isn't worth what it was 50 or 100 years ago due to inflation. That's why, in the world of rare coins, the real value often lies not just in the coin's face value but in its historical context, rarity, and condition. So, while your 2008 Abraham Lincoln 1-cent penny might not be a millionaire maker, it's still an important piece of history. And who knows, maybe in the future, it could gain some value if collectors start to appreciate these coins more. But for now, if you've got a pile of 2008 pennies, it's best to check the condition of your coins, look for mint marks, and see if they're part of the uncirculated group. Who knows? Maybe that small investment will pay off down the road. 2011 D-Mint Mark Abraham Lincoln 1-cent penny, a coin that many collectors are talking about. But does it have any real value? Could it be worth more than just 1 cent? Let's find out, so grab your magnifying glasses, and let's take a closer look at this coin's history, features, and market value. You might be holding on to a hidden treasure without even knowing it. To start, let's give a quick overview of the 2011 D-Mint Mark Abraham Lincoln 1-cent penny. This penny was minted at the Denver Mint in 2011 and features the iconic portrait of Abraham Lincoln, which has been a staple on U.S. pennies since 1909. But what's unique about the 2011 version? Well, it's part of the ongoing series of Lincoln pennies which has seen several designs over the years. In fact, 2011 was significant because it marked the continuation of the Lincoln Bicentennial series, a celebration of Lincoln's 200th birthday. On the reverse of the coin, you'll find a shield design that represents the country's enduring strength. The Union Shield, symbolizing strength, and unity. D, which indicates it was struck at the Denver Mint. Now, let's dive into whether this coin could be worth more than just 1 cent today. So, what's the market value of this penny? Typically, a 2011 D Lincoln penny in circulated condition is worth its face value of just 1 cent. That's because most of the 2011 pennies were mass-produced, and there's nothing particularly rare about it in the regular circulation. However, the situation changes when we look at uncirculated or proof versions of this coin. If you happen to find a 2011 D Lincoln penny in mint condition, that is, one that has never been used in circulation and shows no signs of wear, it could fetch a higher price. In this case, you might see values ranging from 10 to 25 cents, depending on the quality and collector demand. Now, if you're talking about a proof coin, which is a coin made specifically for collectors, with high-quality minting techniques, the value could be a bit higher. A proof 2011 D penny could be worth $1 to $3 if it's in excellent condition, and you might be able to get more if it's part of a complete set. Alright, I know what you're thinking. Could my 2011 D penny be worth $1 million? Well, while it's unlikely that a standard 2011 D penny would ever hit those insane numbers, there's always a chance that a rare error or variant could make headlines and command high prices. But let's talk about that in a bit more detail. Rare error coins and their value. Some coins, even those that were widely produced like the 2011 D penny, can become incredibly valuable if they have a minting error. Common examples of errors in pennies include things like double die errors, where the coin was struck twice, causing a doubling effect on certain features, like the date or lettering, off-center strikes, where the image on the coin isn't properly aligned, die cracks or other noticeable imperfections. If your 2011 D penny has one of these rare errors, it could be worth significantly more than a standard penny. Maybe even hundreds or thousands of dollars, depending on the rarity of the error and demand among collectors. But don't expect it to reach $1 million unless it's an incredibly rare error, and even then, it would need to be in pristine condition with a high level of collector interest. So, what should you look for if you think your 2011 D penny could have some hidden value? Here are a few tips. Examine the date and mint mark. Look closely at the 2011 and D mint mark. If there are any signs of doubling or misalignment, it could be worth something extra. Look for double die errors, where parts of Lincoln's portrait or the lettering are doubled. This is one of the more common errors, but it can make a big difference in the value. This occurs when the coin is struck too far off center, leaving a partial or distorted image. These errors are particularly interesting to collectors. Coins with damage, like scratches, nicks, or tarnish, can decrease in value, so the better the condition, the more it's likely to be worth. While a single 2011 D penny might not be worth millions, it could still be a great addition to a larger collection. If you're just starting your collection or looking to complete a set of Lincoln pennies, this one is essential. It's part of the ongoing Lincoln series, and having a full collection can be both rewarding and valuable over time. But what about other Lincoln pennies? Are there any worth more than just 1 cent? Absolutely. Some of the most valuable Lincoln pennies include: this penny is one of the most sought-after coins among collectors and can be worth anywhere from $500 to $100,000 depending on its condition. A rare error, as most pennies in 1943 were made of steel due to a copper shortage during World War II. A copper version from that year can sell for over $100,000 in great condition. 1955 double die Lincoln penny. This era coin can command up to $1,000 or more. So, while the 2011 D Lincoln penny may not be the rarest coin in existence, it's always good to know what to look for. To wrap it up, while the 2011 D Lincoln penny is unlikely to be worth $1 million, it could still have some collector value depending on its condition and any potential minting errors. If you're in possession of one of these, you're probably not sitting on a small fortune. But keep an eye out for those rare errors. After all, you never know what's hiding in your pocket change. 2017 P Mint Mark Abraham Lincoln 1 cent penny. Released in 2017, this penny is more than just your standard 1 cent piece. It's a coin with an interesting backstory and, believe it or not, it's one that has created some serious buzz in the coin collecting community. So, let's take a closer look at this unique coin and see what makes it stand out. We'll also explore its current market value and discuss how this little penny could potentially be worth much more than you think. First, let's talk about the basics of the 2017 P Mint Mark Abraham Lincoln 1 cent penny. For decades, U.S. pennies have been struck at the U.S. Mint's facilities in Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. But in 2017, something happened that caught everyone by surprise. In 2017, for the first time in history, the US Mint placed a P Mint mark on a regular issue coin. Previously, the P Mint mark was reserved for coins like the Jefferson nickel and Roosevelt dime. But in 2017, it appeared on the penny, marking the 225th anniversary of the US Mint. This P Mint mark, signifying Philadelphia, added a new twist to this otherwise familiar coin, which has been in circulation since 1909. It features the iconic image of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse, which has been in use since 1959. But with the introduction of the P Mint mark, collectors knew that this penny had something special going for it. So, how much is this 2017 P Lincoln penny worth today? When it first entered circulation, this penny was worth, well, 1 cent, just like any other penny. But as time has passed, this coin has become a point of interest for collectors. Now, here's where things get interesting. Most of the 2017 P pennies you'll find in your pocket are worth just 1 cent, unless they are in pristine, uncirculated condition. However, if you manage to get your hands on a 2017 P penny in excellent shape, especially one that is graded as MS65 or higher by a professional grading service, it could be worth around 10 to 25 cents. That's a small increase, but keep in mind, it's not uncommon for rare coins to increase in value as time goes on, especially as fewer examples of the coin are available in mint condition. Some even argue that this coin could increase in value as collectors seek out this historically significant mint mark. Now you might be wondering, could the 2017 P Lincoln penny ever be worth $1 million? Well, let's think about it. While $1 million penny might sound like a stretch, it's not entirely out of the realm of possibility in the world of rare coins. Take, for example, the 1943 copper penny, which is valued at millions of dollars today. Or consider the famous 1933 double eagle, which fetched over $18 million in an auction. These coins are the exception, not the rule, but the idea here is that rare coins can sometimes see massive increases in value due to their rarity, condition, and collector demand. So, could the 2017 P Lincoln penny one day become a highly sought-after piece in the future? It's possible, especially as more people become aware of this historically significant coin. Let's take a closer look at what makes the 2017 P penny unique. Remember, it's not just any penny. It's the first time the Philadelphia Mint put a P Mint mark on a coin in over 200 years of U.S. coin production. This small change is a big deal in the world of numismatics. It represents a turning point in U.S. mint history and the evolution of our coinage. And even though the 2017 P penny may not be a rare or valuable coin today, collectors will likely continue to seek it out in the coming years as part of this historical moment. So, while your 2017 P Lincoln penny may not be worth millions right now, it is still a unique and interesting piece of U.S. coin history. Who knows? In the future, its value could grow as the coin becomes rarer, and as more collectors start hunting for it. If you're a coin collector, it might be worth holding on to those 2017 P pennies you find in your pocket change. And if you have an uncirculated one, it might be a good idea to have it graded to see just how much it could be worth. That wraps up today's video. What do you think? Could the 2017 P penny one day become $1 million coin? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more coin news and tips.